It's week one, and week one in college football, just survive. Find a way to win. Dominant offensive line. The offensive line played big boy football, thankfully, because they needed it. But Ian Book was not Ian Book. Like last year, what made him so good was decisive and accurate. And we didn't see that last night. But thank God the offensive line was there.
As we were talking about, I just see the smile.
Did a quarterback say something about the offensive line?
I got you, bro.
Okay.
I got you, bro.
That's right. That's right.
What is that like when you were just pounding the ball down another team's throat? And I did see a lot of people last night thinking the Irish should have actually run the ball more. They tried to get a little cute with some of their play calling. But when you're just running the ball down a team's throat, what is that like for an offense?
Oh, Greeny, it's the best thing ever, man, to kind of impose you. Because that's what the game of football is all about, right? Imposing your will. And when you're able to run the football the way Notre Dame was able to do it up front with the big boys on the offensive line, that's all you can ask for.
And so now we bring in a noted Notre Dame fan, Paul Finebaum. Paul, what were your impressions of last night? Whatever it is your expectations are of Notre Dame, how did last night affect you?
People need to realize there's no preseason in college, so you're going to see sloppiness all over the place. That's about what I thought from Notre Dame. I thought they would run a little bit more, be a little more dominant. I mean, Louisville's not a good team. I mean, with all due respect to Ian Book, they're not a great team. They fired Bobby Petrino last year, but they're going to be a better team, I think, under Satterfield. But Notre Dame's going to need to do a lot more. They play Georgia in 2 weeks, and I don't like their prospects of returning.
So they have to go to Georgia, and they have to go to Ann Arbor during this season. And yesterday on First Take, you said that after they were so bad in the Cotton Bowl last year, they should be held out of the playoff for 5 years. And I watched it. It was obvious to me,
I'm in 10.
That you were – he's doubling down. I'm trying to get him out of trouble. He won't let me help him. I was going to say, it was obvious to me you were joking. But within every joke is a kernel of truth. Yeah. Is there any question in your mind that an unbeaten Notre Dame this year with wins at Georgia and Michigan makes the playoff?
They'll get in with unbeaten, but they don't play a conference championship game because they refuse to join a conference.
Right.
And I think it's unfair based on what everybody else has to do. But the schedule is going to get them. They're not even going to be in consideration.
Because you don't believe they can win those games?
No, I mean they got Stanford later, SC later. They're not getting close.
If Ian Book plays the way we saw him play last year with those offensive, now the defensive line didn't play good last night, but they should be better. If their lines play the way they should, they will
in
be
Athens.
Absolutely.
They can go to Athens and beat Georgia.
They're going to have to play much better than they did last night, yes. But can they? Yeah.
So let's look at some tape on Ian Book.
Well, he mentions leadership, right? He struggled for most of the game, but near the end of the first half, after some turnovers, this is a really good job of, okay, I want to pump fake. Watch what this pump fake does on this kind of fake bubble screen to move these linebackers, and then you're going to open up a huge seam for a quarterback draw. And really good of Brian Kelly and his staff understanding my quarterback is struggling. We just got a turnover. How do we get him in some kind of rhythm? This is about 10 seconds left in the half. See him with his vision. Hand is off the ball. That is going to drive defenders to where they need to go or where you're looking. And now you've created even more space. That as a quarterback, the trust to turn your back, that is an experience thing. And then you get the ball in the second half. How do we go on a drive and score some points? Little ball fake. You see this defender staring at the running back. That's going to get him to hesitate just for a second. And the ball comes out at the right time. That matters. You got to get that ball in there before this safety. You hold the second level defender. That safety is going to drop back. This ball needs to come out at the right moment now before he could ever drive. So listen, again, Ian Book did not have a great night, but he talked about wanting to be a leader. Sometimes that is shown in finding ways to make the plays when they present themselves.
You know, in college basketball, they have the expression survive and advance in the tournament. That's sort of what week one is in college football now. There's no preseason. Find a way to win, move on 1-0. The Irish did at minimum that.
Everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.